Okay, we're back from Florida. That was an adventure. The pod got packed early on. Everything fit pretty much. Took everything I intended that was mine. Got a lot of the stuff that my mother was offering. We did leave a couple of things behind, like their Christmas tree. But, we have 3 other trees here between what we got at Bronner's last year and some clearance ones from Meyer, because we really wanted some trees and we didn't really know when we were going to end up getting down there. It was all fine and dandy until Hurricane Ian decided to hit on Tuesday night. Well, really more Wednesday afternoon. So that kiboshed our plans to go to Universal Orlando for Halloween Horror Nights and the beach. So we canceled our car reservation, we canceled our hotel reservation. Still waiting on a refund from the Halloween Horror Nights tickets, but because of the hurricane, we should be able to get one. So yeah, it was a productive trip, but it wasn't all that fun of one. Still, it was nice seeing my parents and the dogs, and I haven't seen my parents in over 3 years at that point. I haven't even been there since we got married, because that's when COVID hit. So, we'll have to go down there again a little sooner when it's not 3 years from now. Anyway, so the pod is now in shipment, or our Ubox. It's not actually a pod. Originally we were supposed to be unloading it on the 15th of October. It's going to get here early. I haven't really decided if I want to go ahead and move the unpack date up or not. To be determined. In the meantime, though, it's almost the new Amazon Prime sale time. They're saying it's some kind of holiday. I don't really know what they're talking about. But deals are starting to come out. So, of course, between saving all the money from Halloween Horror Nights and everything else, and me not being able to resist the deal, I'm buying stuff again. So first off, I don't know if I ever showed it, but the smoke machine hazer is now up here on top of the rack. He seems to work pretty good up there. As you can see, he's on. So this is the at least 3rd, probably 4th time I've turned him on. So far, no issues. I did go ahead and take down and then tighten the laser in the corner. So it should be a lot more difficult to get out of position. It's a lot tighter to the ceiling now, so hopefully he'll keep his position. And I bought some new lasers. So here is one. He's not gonna stay here. He's actually gonna go up in this corner. Remember I said it's kind of dark and he needed some friends. So this is one of the 2 same laser, different manufacturer. 256 pattern, I believe, with 15 animations. He went on sale for like, I want to say 20% off or something. I think it was down to like $119 or $125, something like that. I was gonna go with one of these that's the same manufacturer as the ones up there, but he went on sale and the other ones didn't. So we'll go through him in a minute here. Pretty neat little guy. And then I got one coming tomorrow, well, later today at this point, that is the U-King one. He also went on sale. I think he had like a $20 coupon or something. Don't really remember. It was a good deal though. And then I've already paid off the Amazon, so it's not like I have to worry about paying for it. I also got something I ordered tonight coming. I got some spider moving headlights. No gobos, just beams. They've also are on sale. They've been a good deal for a bit, so I went ahead and jumped on it. So yeah, I'm not gonna play any music or anything right now because he's not mounted in his final position and the wife is now on first shift. And it's like 2 in the morning, so obviously I can't play any music or anything. That's one of the animations he does, one of like 16 of those. So just a quickie pattern demonstration and to let you guys know that I'm back home. This guy has the most variety of patterns so far. Really great colors, whisper quiet operation. It's basically a full-on pro laser at this point. Unfortunately, his power cord is hardwired. It is like a 3-prong computer cable, but it's just wired into the back of it, so I can't extend it, and of course it is short. He also doesn't have an on-off power button. So what I did is I went ahead and put a smart outlet in the power that the smoke machine and stuff was connected to. And so I'm gonna run an extension cord up from that to the top of the stereo cabinet back there, and then this way I can turn the fog machine on and off without having to unplug him, because he also doesn't have a hard power switch. And then I can turn this guy on and off. There's really no reason I would run one without the other, so they're currently going to be on the same smart outlet. I didn't really see the reason not to. And then instead of running the long power cable down from the fog machine to the floor, I'm going to run a 3-prong extension cord up, plug a short, probably the one that came with it, a short power cord back into the fog machine, and have those just plug it on top of the cabinet. So this guy and the fog machine, because he's going to be up in that corner anyway. And then I can turn them both on and off with my smart outlet. And then I have one long extension cord left, well, the computer cord, for probably one of the other lasers that's coming, which I don't even know where he's going to go yet. I'm kind of running out of corners. This has got some really good scanning capability. Love the smoke effects. Not that you're supposed to look into it, you know, disclaimers and all that, but I'm being careful. It's not like it's a super high power laser, and right now I am mostly looking at it through the GoPro screen, so I shouldn't be blinded, but it's cool being in the cones. So yep, that takes care of that until the other laser gets here. And then obviously once the new subwoofer comes out, hey, that's the porn one, so that was a butt, you just can't tell from this side. Once, you know, so the new subwoofer and the new speakers and all that come here, then we can go ahead and take care of some more video. But just a quick update showing off the new toy. He's a good one, especially for the price. I mean, like I said, it was like 120, somewhere in that ballpark. I'll update the description with the actual prices and all that here, you know, when I post this up. But it's like a regular rave down here at this point. If I ever want to run a club, I got the equipment. See, it's perfect. Anyway, so I'm gonna end that here for right now. This also has 4 sets of pattern libraries. There are a lot of things shared between them, but they definitely do different things as well when you know, switching between them. So, but we'll do a proper sound mode demonstration and all that once I get everything connected up. Alright, see you again soon. Well, we're gonna take a short break from the lasers just so I can express my anger. So, as you guys probably remember, I have these lights out here on the fence line. This set, sorry, I just choked coming up the stairs. So this set, half of it stopped working. I'm not really sure why. No physical damage or anything that I could see. And it's the newer set. It's been out here the least amount of time. So, you know, it's kind of annoying. Contacted the company. So, hey, you know, it's out of warranty at this point because I hadn't installed them. for like 9 months after buying them. But this is what happened, and they were very nice. They gave me a 70% off coupon, I believe, to order a new set. So I did. And I just haven't gotten around to replacing this section yet. Well, one of the neighbors put some lights out for Halloween, and I figure, well, hell, I got these already out here, might as well turn them on. So I turned them on today, and I see that. Now, this isn't their fault. I went over there, and 2 of the 3 wires were chewed through, or at least cut. One of the 2. We do have a squirrel that runs around back here, so I'm gonna blame the animal. It's possible they just got caught on the fence or something. It's a pretty durable wire, though. And I was kind of messing with it, and now the rest of it actually broke off. So the 3rd wire actually was also partially chewed. So what I think the solution is going to be is I'm going to move this partial set over to here to finish this off. Haven't figured out power necessarily. They can interconnect, but I don't really know that would work. So that's a challenge. But if I can power it, I think I'll move that set over to this side, like I said, should be able to finish that. And then the new set can go over there. And then I'll be able to have the whole thing powered again like I used to, without having to buy another set. It's still very irritating, though. I mean, it kind of matches, oddly enough. That one is broken in the same spot that is. So, there's that at least. But yeah, I'm gonna have to take care of that. Also, they had some deals on some net lights. They were like pretty cheap anyway, but they were even cheaper. So I have a orange set and a purple set of net lights coming, and it's like 5 foot by 12 foot each. So it's gonna probably go on the fence line. It might go on the bush in the front. They are also multifunction, so I might layer them on top of each other and just have them fade back and forth between like orange and purple or something. I'll have to see how it looks. But yeah, I'm also gonna have to add another set of these into my cart and keep an eye on them to go on sale so I can have a backup or whatever, or just replace the 2 sets on this side with 1. To be determined. Anyway, back downstairs to play with the new laser. So, in other not laser related news, my GE light bulbs and things had an update. I was noticing something weird in Alexa. Sorry, guys. When I was trying to set up a new wake-up routine for my wife, it said something about light show. So, well, what the hell is that? Apparently, GE has finally added the one thing, well, the main thing at least, that was different between it and Hue. It now has light shows. So for your full color bulbs, you can actually have it do stuff now. So, I mean, the scenes are fairly basic, you know, it's rainbow, volcano, aurora, things like that. But yeah, so they're color changed now. They always kind of were color changed, like you could change the color, but there was no way to automate anything. So, that's cool. The downside is the GE app is extremely finicky. And half the time you try to do something with it, it doesn't work. It's like it can't connect to the light bulb or something. I don't know. It's kind of annoying. For the most part, Google and Amazon work significantly better. Like every time I tell it, well, almost every time I tell it to do something, it does. It doesn't really give me the hiccups that the Cync app from GE does. Downside with that is every time I try to set a light show through Amazon, the thing says server unavailable. So I'm guessing they're still working on it. I don't know if it's beta or there's ironing out some bugs, but cool feature if we can get the damn reliability working. Also, side note, these have started falling off again. It's just the change in humidity level, even though I got the dehumidifier running, but the tape just is not holding. The sticky tape on the inside must have given, and then the black tape just doesn't really hang on to this tile material. So the main thing in this theater that I'm never really happy with was these ceiling light fixtures. Oh well, like I said, they're usually off during the movie and you can't really tell. It's fine. But anyway, oh, I moved it. It's up there. Back to laser stuff. And we're back. And I should really swap out this battery before recording this, but whatever. So, the U-King laser has arrived. First impressions as we run through some stuff. I like it. It's pretty cool. These front lasers are now dead to me, and they're trash. No, just kidding. I mean, they're fine. They're just very basic compared to what these other ones can do. And on sale, they're practically the same price as those not on sale. But when those are on sale, considering they're the dual head and, you know, things like that, their beam shows are still really nice. Just their patterns are kind of lacking as far as what you see on the wall, but that doesn't really matter so much when you're actually just looking at the beam show, so, you know, whatever. So the new guy, first impressions, we're just going to run through some things here real quick. This is kind of an in-betweeny. He does have some animations, and he also has quite a few patterns inside. So we're just going to have it run through the animation list here real quick before I really, you know, as I talk over it. So he's got the dolphin that I like, so I now have two that have this. Not entirely sure they're the same. I think they might be, though. Don't sue me, Disney. You can sue the company that made this, though. So he's really bright. This is on max. Honestly, I don't really notice a huge difference, at least off camera, between the intensity levels. I'm almost wondering if it's more of a sound reactive intensity. Can't really tell. I mean, like I said, this is max. Turn it down. That's minimum. If it's different, it's subtle. Really, really subtle. So I'm hazarding a guess. This is more about you know, sound reactive sensitivity. So anyway, it can do just animations, which I guess that's all of them. It can do just beam effects, or it can do both. So right now it's just an animation. Yeah, I guess that's all of them. So it does a couple, it's what, like 15 or so. Enough for some cool effects, you know. Can't edit them or modify them or anything. But that's fine. You can also change the colors. So, you know, I could make it any single color of, you know, your traditional 7 that they can do. Or you put it in RGB and it does what it's supposed to do, you know, what it's programmed for do. Alright, so the only downsides, well, before we do that, It also has a really big mounting bracket, so that's good. It should be, they're actually attached to the side versus the top, so that'll make it easier to mount. I don't really know where it's going yet. Like I said, the ceiling's getting kind of crowded. Based on the animations, I kind of want to point it at the screen, but I already have the other two pointing at the screen. Huh, that beak is really bright on that thing. So I don't know, it's either going to be a matter of moving one or both of those off screen, maybe more of like a floor thing or to a different wall, and having this kind of be in the center or something. Not real sure. I could put it in the front, but I don't really want to do that because then I'll never see this stuff. Although it does have some good beam effects, which if I'm sitting on the couch, which is the most likely thing, would be nice to have this kind of pointing back. So to be determined. I have it on the long cord right now, so I can kind of move it around the room and see what I want to do. So yeah, the downside. This is kind of its positioning. It seems pretty small. Like, it doesn't seem to have the width of movement that some of the other ones do, which is weird because it looks like it's got one of, if not the biggest aperture, and it doesn't seem to be specific to the animations. It seems to be doing it with the laser show too. Yeah, look at the, I guess it's the eyeball, not the beak. It's funny. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and swap out this battery, and then we'll go ahead and put it in beam mode. Again, it's like 2 in the morning, wife is sleeping, so no music, at least as of right now. After she goes to work this morning, I will probably go ahead and, because he'll be mounted by then too, figure out what I'm gonna do as far as placement, and then I can do another music based beam show for you guys. Alright, back in a minute. Okay, well, never mind. The other battery is also at like 20%. I guess I never charged it. So I guess we'll see how far we get. Also, just for giggles, I went ahead and set the fogger to haze setting 3, just because I never have. It's already too much, and it's still pumping out, so I mean, the beams look kind of cooler, but I think it's way unnecessary, especially with this fluid. But we'll let it run for a bit just for fun. So it's now in just light beam mode, so it shouldn't have any animations. But you see what I mean? It's not really going very high or very far left and right. Now it'll get a little bigger because it's going to be further back, but it's still not going to give me the scope and range that the other ones do. So I don't know. Also, it doesn't quite seem as bright with all this haze. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna flip the lights on here real quick. That's a little ridiculous. So, yeah, maybe 2 if I want some extra smoke. Certainly doesn't need 3. I'm gonna go ahead and switch that back to 1. Besides, it'll save my fluid. That looks cute. Okay, back to 1, buddy. This definitely has a uniqueness and pattern that none of the other ones so far do. Yeah, it's entirely too hazy in here. cool beams though. I mean, so there is some, like that one kind of sine wave thing. The other one does that. Not quite like that, but you know, the other one. Some of this stuff's pretty standard. That's cute. And of course it's not a music reactive or anything right now. But yeah, this is a super fast one. It's got really sharp lines. Can definitely draw a lot at one time. It's whisper quiet. So again, this is another pretty pro laser. People were saying, you know, the colors are not the same brightness. Again, you know, it's a laser. So, you know, you don't expect the red and stuff to be as bright. It just isn't. I mean, you got a bright red laser, you gotta have a really high power. I don't think those are even legal for commercial sale. But yeah, this definitely has a variety of pattern. I mean, it hasn't repeated yet. That was cool. Oh, and I love this tunnel effect. Kind of surprised it's not on the animation side. Also, it didn't show up on camera very well, at least on the screen. I have to see how it looks in post. It looked cool here, though. See, when it does stuff like that, it kind of acts like a multi-head laser. Because it's got, you know, very distinct different beams. Just wish it had more of a left, right, up, down pivot. Seems to be very boxed in like a regular projector. It's kind of funny. No, it doesn't have the scanning angle that some of the other ones do. Which, you know, I understand for animation mode, but when it's doing stuff like this, there's not a reason I can think of that it wouldn't be able to have a wider spread. Battery is down to 10%. This definitely has more drawing capability. I like when it actually draws the shapes on screen. And I think this has like, I think it's had 256 patterns. Now, how much of that it does in auto and how much of that you actually need to get to through DMX, I don't know. I'm thinking, I thought it might have been starting to repeat, but there's definitely stuff here I haven't seen yet. So I don't know if it's like truly random or if it's going through a preset script. And you know, when it says 256 patterns or 100 pattern, you know, how much of that is the same stuff in different combinations? You know, you got dots, you got lines, you have scaling of that stuff, you have color change. It's all variations on the same thing. You know, there's a couple kind of unique things like the tunnel, and you know, whatever, but like you have so lines, squares, circles, stars. You just combine those in different ways and you have 256 patterns. 7%. Woo! But you get the gist. It's doing enough stuff that you're not going to get really bored with it, especially with other things going on. And I just have to figure out where it's going. Yeah, these look pretty similar to stuff it's done. Yeah, I've definitely seen that before. So I guess for the last little 5%, we'll go over here and show some beam stuff. This is why you buy a laser. Who cares what it does to the screen, right? It's all about what it does in the light. I'm looking directly into the laser. You're not supposed to do that. But it ain't hurting my eyes, so whatever. Oh, okay, that one kind of hurt a little bit. I mean, the GoPro's mostly in my face now, so it's mostly fine. I accept the risks. My eyes are messed up anyway. 2%. I'm just gonna let it run till the battery dies. Alright, so next clip will be possibly showing where it's mounted. More than likely we won't worry about it. And we'll just go to the laser show. Which, honestly, based on how long this is, I'll probably do as a separate upload again. This is probably it. Real quick, I guess the only other thing I currently have coming is I have 2 U-King 8-head spider lights coming. Like I said, no gobos or nothing, just some LED beam lights, because they had a good deal on them. So those will go somewhere in here. I kind of like how they look when they're vertically lined up versus horizontally, but we'll see. Nothing else currently ordered. I did go ahead and reorder the fog cleaner that was lost in the mail. I have not reordered the $300 laser yet. I'm still deciding if I want to do that. I'm kind of hoping it'll go back on at least a little bit of a sale. That's cool. But that's really cool too. But if not, I'll probably just get it again. The complex is pretty close to getting us the $50 gift card that they promised us when we signed our lease last year. They're apparently in the mail and on the way. Nice tunnel. So I might wait for that, unless a good deal comes up on the 10th and 11th for whatever Prime sale they're doing. And then I'll be done for a bit. It's just time to start paying stuff down again. All the credit cards are paid off, including all the expenses from the pod moving. They're all shifted to a couple of loans, so I just have to pay the loans now. The loans are significant, don't get me wrong, but at least they're one payment. Alright, 0%. This is going to turn off any minute now. But yeah, I really like this laser, especially for like 130. Don't know that I'd get 2. I think 1 is enough. Especially if I get the other big boy $300 one. You know, the question begs to be asked. If I'm having trouble placing this guy, where the hell am I going to put the other laser? Let alone the spider lights. Let alone the other things I'm considering. There's a really cool bar light that the whole thing rotates, and I think it's got 8 or 12 in a row. That's pretty cool. That I'm considering for the front here, probably up here. So it'd be easy to place, but I'm getting a little out of control down here. Anyway, I think I decided I'm gonna put the new guy right here next to my little laser dude. I can tilt it to enough where it's practically centered. I get him close enough where it's pretty much centered anyway. So I'm not really going to worry about moving him, I don't think, even though I could if I needed to. I'm not going to worry about it, I don't think. I think everyone else is going to stay in place, at least for now. The new guy... Oh, I thought half my light strip was out for a second. I forgot that's a different light strip. I've had enough light failures today, as it is. So maybe I can put him on this side of this guy. I don't necessarily have to run everything at the same time either. And also, it is nice having everything powered up here now. Because the other thing, too, is I gotta worry about power considerations. But yeah, I think he's gonna go here. And then maybe I'll shift either him and or him to point at the walls on either side. Because they don't really do anything I need to really worry about. Once I get everything turned on, I can kind of rotate and play with stuff. I might remount him too, because I only had the one screw in because I wanted to be able to turn him, and at the time I was out of the lag bolts that I'm using to put these up. Not obviously using the proper mounting method, but it seems to be working out okay. So yeah, I'll probably leave it for now, but I might end up redoing him. I wonder what my total power draw down here is when everything's up and running. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy installed and probably call it a night. Yeah, if I was working, I'd be up for another, like, 5 hours or so. At least 4. But I kind of like the whole getting up at noon and going to bed around 3 or 4 o'clock. It's kind of my preferred sleep thing. I do have to work tonight, so I gotta try to get back on more of a work sleep schedule anyway. Oh, this being on different shifts from the wife is gonna suck, just like I did the last time we did this. But this should be the last time she has to go to first for training, and it's only 5 weeks, so we'll get through it. At least we're not getting a divorce like a lot of the other couples around me seem to be doing. Also, I don't know if I ever mentioned it, these things, the foam things, are only sticking on the one side. They're not really sticking to the foam. So, oh well, I don't necessarily mind that they're sagging right now, but ultimately I do need to figure out something different to do with that. I don't know what yet. It's not a priority. Priority is getting ready for Halloween. Here it is, like the 4th or 5th. 6th, excuse me. And I haven't actually gotten any lights out yet, let alone any of the other decorations. We haven't put any of our clings up. I'm behind. I need to start doing that. But yeah, so I'll put him up. That'll end this video, and then the next video will be a light show. I think my spider lights actually get here tomorrow too, so that video can include that as well. Now, I had talked about mounting them vertically, which is how I like them in the video, but I don't really have a way to do that down here, do I? The only thing I could think of if I'm doing that is on this back wall, which is potentially an option. Yeah, I can do them like between, no, I don't really want to do them between the curtains, because then that would part them too much considering the overlap. Although it might be okay. I think it would probably look weird though. That's concrete, and it's all curtained anyway. They're gonna be too tall to stick on that. This is all hollow, so unless I do some sort of cross beam screwed in, plus they're gonna be too tall for that anyway, I might have to do them horizontal. In which case, I'd probably do them in the middle of the room. Probably here and here between the two front speakers. Assuming I can find wood. That might be an option. I think I like that plan. We'll have to see how it goes. And then I can route the DMX and power up above the ceiling. Huh, okay. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. Yep, talk to you guys tomorrow or whatever. I lied again. Just to wrap this video up, this is where he ended up being mounted, right in the back, like I said. It pretty much almost fills the vertical space of the screen. You know, not all of the patterns go to the extremities, of course, but most of them touch the bottom. They go pretty close to the top. It's fairly centered left to right. I think we're good with that. Turn on some of these other guys here in a minute, just to finish this off with the 11% of battery that I have left on my second pack. And then we'll see how the 3 back lasers play together. It's a pretty good one. It's pretty fluid. But yeah, I think that works out pretty good. And the patterns project pretty much right above my head, so I got some cool upward beam shots. Anyway, I'll be right back. Well, here's the one other laser. That's the Sumger. Yeah, it's kind of a mess, huh? And like I said, I mean, most of what this particular one does, matter of fact, all of what this one does not really need to be shown on the screen. There isn't any animation on this guy that I can recall, at least. So yeah, I think what we're gonna do is just spin you over there. Much better. Maybe raise it up a little. No, maybe not. That's actually pretty close.